Welcome to the definitive guide to how to raise your LTV. LTV is a tremendously important metric in our business, and some people in trying to scale their business still value silly, terrible things like ROAS. When you're trying to grow a business, we need to focus on a far more important metric called PSM, Profitable Scaling Margin. Now, those in the biz would actually tell you ROAS means nothing, and PSM is everything you need to grow a business. And PSM is lifetime value, LTV, divided by the sum of CPA plus COGS. Basically, what is the profit margin per customer journey? When you can improve that profit margin and or improve the volume, well, you make more money. Making more money is actually just as simple as doing that. So when we focus on our business, one of the most important things we have to do is raise our LTV. It's not about spending more money. It's not about just getting a cheaper CPA. Ultimately, we have to figure out how to get our customers to want to pay more money from us, because when you make a sale, that's not the same thing as acquiring a customer. So we're going to dive super deep into everything that you need to know to make that happen. Now, before we get started, I just want to say thank you. I know you could be literally anywhere on the internet right now, and you've chosen to be here, and that means the world to me. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope to earn your subscribe at the end of this. If you're listening on a podcast, please 5-star. Let your friends know and share this around. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Also, if you enjoy this information and want to make sure that you never miss out on any of it, below in the description, you will see a link to the newsletter. Sign up, it's free. Below that link, you're actually also going to find a super long article talking all about everything that we discussed today, so you can hear it, you can read it, you can quote it, you can copy it, and you can steal it so that you can make more money. And if you want to invest in yourself and grow the LTV of your own personal life, there's also a link to checking out more information about the Facebook Ads MBA program, which is the single best investment you can make in making yourself a better marketer. Let's dive into it. So, the first thing that we need to cover when it comes to how to raise your LTV is how to raise the second purchase rate. Second purchase rate is basically a measurement of how likely is somebody to buy from me more than once. Now, maybe you have an AOV of 100 and nobody ever buys again. Well, your LTV is also 100. And it's going to be really hard for you to scale your business, especially because you have no future cash flow and because you have to basically invest to make every single sale. Now, when I'm trying to grow a business, this is generally one of the easiest ways of making things better. It's not just about raising AOV. If your business or brand is so bad, nobody ever wants to buy from you again, you're going to have a really hard time mapping out future cash flow, getting investment, working out operational needs and inventory, and being able to raise your borrowing behavior and power so that you can grow your brand. Without LTV, you are effectively crippling everything. So getting into LTV and that second purchase rate, what we have to understand is how often is somebody likely to buy from us again? Out of every 100 purchases, out of every 100 buyers, out of every 100 people that bought once, how many of them actually become customers? Is it 5? If 5 people out of 100 are likely to buy more, that could be great. What if 95% of people never buy a second time, but 5% of them buy 3 times? If my AOV is $100, I know that 5% of those people, their LTV might be 300. Well, that means I can now spend $100 to make a sale, including COGS, and I'm actually making money. I could have a negative ROAS, a less than 1 return on ad spend, and scale my business with confidence, projecting against future cash flow that'll make me more attractive to investment bankers and help me pay for inventory concerns. That's a much better way of running our business. So how do we improve the second purchase rate? Well, one of the things is we have to even know what it is and what success actually even looks like. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to scale with brands and they say, we just need a ROAS of 4 and we're good to go. Or a ROAS of 1.5 and we're good to go. And I ask them, well, what's your second purchase rate? And they don't know. That is a red flag. Now, if you know, hey, 5% of people buy a second time. Okay. Is their second purchase worth more than their first? Maybe they spend $100 the first time and $5 the second. That's not great. If you want to make cash flow for your business, what are you going to do to get 20% of those people to buy a second time? What are you going to get it to do to make that AOV of that second purchase more than 5? If instead of a $100 purchase with 5% of people spending $5 a second time, what if it's a $100 purchase with 20% of the people spending $50 and half of them spending $300? Well, now we've got a business with a lot of cash flow. Now we don't have to spend money to make money for every single ounce of revenue that we have. Now we're treating our business as an investment in the development of profitable customer journeys instead of effectively trying to play the lottery or treating Facebook as though it was the stock market. I'm going to tell you this. If you are using it as the lottery or as the stock market, you are going to lose. And it's extraordinarily difficult to grow any business on the effort of a single transaction. Even houses and cars and universities and colleges, $5,000, $10,000, $100,000, million AOV business models. They bake in LTV to those businesses. You buy a car, maybe you go back to them to get it worked on. Maybe you go back to that dealership to buy another one. When you buy a house, maybe you go through that realtor when you want to sell it. When you're going to a college, maybe you also work on getting books or merchandise or another degree. You have to understand that even on these super high ticket pieces, people want to buy more than once. And if your business is predicated on a single sale, you don't have a business. You're not going to grow. What you have is a product, and hopefully you can trick enough people into buying it at enough of a profit margin to make a little bit of money today, but eventually when your USP goes away and people stop caring about it, you're out of business. That's an incredibly painful place to be. So talking about the second purchase rate, and don't worry, we are going to get into it a little bit later, things to do to improve this second purchase rate, but we have to understand it. We have to value it, and we have to know what lift that has. So how do we figure that out? Now, if you have tools like Triple Whale, shout out to Raba or Northbeam, or you've got Shopify or WooCommerce, or you have literally any data in the world, it's really easy to figure out this number. Now, let me tell you the simplest way to do it if you didn't have any tech at all. If you have the name and date and value of every purchase that's been made in your store, which you do, then all you need to do is say, well, how many purchases did I make and how many customers do I have? Simple. You can also divide that total number of customers from the total revenue you made. There's LTV. There's second purchase rate. Now, you can do that whether or not you've got fancy software or not. That's actually an extraordinarily simple thing to do in Excel. I mean, a child could do it from 4th grade math class and give you second purchase rate, LTV, and a lot of other metrics. You could average those things out and get your AOV per purchase. There's a lot of things you can do. But the point is, if you don't know these numbers, it is a 5 to 10 minute solution that could make you millions of dollars more. That's a positive investment with your money. Now, the other side of second purchase rate that I want to cover is that when you are trying to improve your LTV, when you are trying to grow your business, when you are focusing on getting your Facebook ad account down to promoting your hero product because you've been paying attention, you understand that me keeping Facebook really smart and growing your business is all predicated on keeping things as simple and projectable as possible so that you can invest in future numbers. You have to also start to look at what is the LTV of each product? Which product most likely drives a second purchase rate? Which one has the best second purchase rate? Which one has the greatest lift? Maybe you sell a $100 product and the second purchase is $5. LTV is 105. Maybe you sell a $100 product and the LTV is 300 on 5% of people. So 5 out of 100 that bought that product actually spend 300 with you. Now, one of those things is far more desirable. Now, maybe it costs you $100 to sell the $100 item where 5% of people buy $300 worth. That's a profitable venture. Maybe it costs you $75 to sell the $100 product where the LTV is only $105. Which one of those things do you think is actually far better for you to invest in as a business for long-term cash flow and development? I'll give you a hint. It's not the one with the ROAS over 1. Because remember, ROAS is a completely useless metric. It is a distraction from the math that you need to know to grow your business. It is predicated on improving the ego of the marketer, and your finance department doesn't give a damn about it. And you have to know that before you get started, or you're going to be chasing the wrong numbers and wasting a lot of money doing a lot of things the wrong way because somebody that doesn't understand business fundamentals taught you a lot of things that are harmful. Now, the last thing I'll say about second purchase rate is that this is one of, if not the easiest numbers to improve. It's extraordinarily easier to improve your second purchase rate by 10, 15, 20% than it is to get your average cost per acquisition down 10, 15, 20%. It's a lot easier to get more people to be interested in your business and buy from you more than once than it is to spend even the same amount of money and acquire new sales for the same margin acquired. If you can go from 5% of people buy 3 times and get you an LTV of 300 to 10% of people, do you know how much better your business will be than, say, get 10% better at your CPA? This is how you operate a business to grow, and you need to understand these things. Now, if you have any questions about this stuff, please comment below. If you like this stuff, please subscribe to the channel. If you want more of this information, go to the description down below and check out the newsletter or the Facebook Ads MBA program. And please go ahead and read that article that's down there. I've written up thousands of characters to help you understand how to use this information. And you should absolutely be using this even if you're not running any paid ads at all. And we're going to get to that right now.